Hey y'all, welcome back to Knitting in Our Jeans. I'm Liz.
Hi, and I'm Carolyn.
And you can find us on Instagram as the Knitting in Our Jeans.
Who are we?
Today's been a day.
Yes.
So, actually, and you'll have seen Mom's Adventures sailing over the past 10 days or so.
Which is why we haven't been podcasting for the past 2 Sundays.
Yeah, and we thought we were going to be able to do it when we were together 2 weeks ago, or, a week ago, but that didn't happen, and then...
2 weeks ago.
I guess it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And then it just didn't happen.
Well, because time just kind of ran out on us, and then we were surrounded by people, and... It would not have worked out to try to do a podcast with 6 other people, all trying to be a part of this. Lovely people.
Very lovely. It was a great time, but
we did have a good time. I loved Margaret. She was such a fountain of information about
Stonington and
Fisher's Island, and what one did as a teenager 50 years ago, and it was really neat. It was so much fun. And the dinner, well, I didn't have lobster that night. The dinner we had on the dock in Noank was really good. If we could get the name of the place. Ford's, that's right.
Ford's in Noank. Yeah.
Yes. And the other thing I got a box. A large box. I should have brought that upstairs, but I'm too weak. We've been on the boat all afternoon. And I'm trying to eat a little less to get rid of the fat that I gained while we were on our vacation. So there was no eating for me between noon and 8 o'clock when we had dinner. So I ran all my reserves flat out, and I'm just now recovering.
Well, what box did you get?
So I got a box of Vogue knitting patterns.
Oh yes, no, and that's a bit much to carry up here. And I mean, we could carry it up here.
So we're going to go through, and we're going to cull out the ones I already have copies of, and then she'll get those. And by the way, I'm cpredmor on Ravelry.
On Instagram, but you post now mostly on our page.
Knitting in Our Jeans for Instagram, because left to my own devices, I can erase one of the accounts. So we don't do that anymore.
And I'm Toolizzforyou, Toolizzforyou.
Yes.
On Instagram and Ravelry.
Yes, and you generally post under your name.
Yeah, I post.
And some knitting.
I'm trying to. I've fallen off the Instagram posting wagon recently. I realized I've gone to see 6 Broadway shows in the last 6 months, and I haven't even
taken the picture of the outside.
No. I've taken the photos. I haven't even posted them.
Oh, wow.
I'm that's dumb.
Yeah.
So maybe in the next few days I will.
There is a baby head around here. I brought it up, but I'm so confused today just because of the heat and everything.
Yeah, it was really hot out.
Very hot. Very hot, and we kept
hearing
that we're just about ready to leave. So I took my hat off. Obviously a mistake. If anybody's wondering why my hair is so straight, it's because I had new color put in. I was actually letting it grow out to see if it would be all white and really stunning.
Not yet.
No such luck.
Not yet.
I'm speckled.
So you're about what, 10 years away from that?
At least. It really.
Oh, you can't pull a Nana yet?
I can't.
Oh,
no, my mother has gorgeous hair, but
white hair, gorgeous white hair,
beautiful,
naturally white blue. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, but not
so
me.
Jealous.
Yes.
I mean, I've got my nice little gray patch. Well, do we want to start with what we're working on or what we've finished?
Well,
because I finished things.
Oh, let me see what you finished.
So first, I finished my
socks?
Wonder Woman socks. They're the Jeeves pattern in they're the Jeeves sock pattern. I believe it's a free pattern. So it's got this really interesting stitch pattern. And it's a traditional heel. It was knit. I think it was.
You added something to this. Did you add?
No, when I added mohair
to
the heel, halfway through the heel flap and turned the heel.
I think that'll help a lot.
Yeah. And they're knit cuff down. Heels. They're knit cuff down. It was really easy. These took me a week to do.
Wow.
I knit their Super Chic DK from Holiday Fibers in her Wonder Woman colorway.
Nice.
And I didn't use the whole skein. I used 2/3 of the skein, which was really interesting. And they're lovely. They're knit on size 5, so what I did do because of that, because I wasn't sure how I'd the gauge, I did do a pearl sole so that it's
soft
knit on the inside so that it'll be nicer to walk on. So that was something new and different.
I think I would have done a round toe, but that's just me.
Yeah, I did it as per the pattern.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like not really modifying things. I just wanted them done and submitted for a class.
Understood.
And then I finished BB-8.
No, I don't. Does he have a shadow on his face or something? Because I don't remember BB-8 being green.
He's not. It's a color blocked BB-8.
Oh. Okay.
He has green doodads on him in little places. It's also because green and orange, the teal and the orange are like tertiary colors so that it looks good. It looks cute. No, he doesn't. He is not green. He's actually white.
That's what I thought.
But he's color blocked, and I just thought he was really cute.
Ah, okay. I was confused.
Yeah, I did a little bit of miscounting, but you can't see.
No,
so
I never would.
He looks so cute. I'm so excited
Very
about that. So those are the things I finished, and then actually when we went
what is that?
This is a ornament or a little doodad that my boyfriend's Aunt Marianne, found at a craft fair and thought of me, and so she gave it to me. Sweet. I thought it was so cute.
I think it's adorable.
So that'll probably go in my Christmas ornaments boxes.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so what I'm working on right now is the Pagona by Stephen West in Use the Force by Nerd Girl Yarns on Conspiracy? I think it's Conspiracy.
It's really pretty.
It is quite pretty. I've gotten it to, I think, about 12. Yeah, I think I've gotten it to about 12 inches deep on the center seam. We need it to be 14.
Oh, really? Not too much more.
And the ball has gotten significantly squishier, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to extend it much past the 14 inches. I thought I was, but it's not growing as fast as I thought it was going to. But I think that's also because the rows are getting longer every row.
They will do that.
So that's eating up some yarn. I also did some work on the Gramps sweater.
Ah.
Yes. So I think that marks 10 inches. I don't remember what that. I have to measure it again. So there you go. And over on this side, I have a marker. I think that's 10 inches. I don't remember. But it's some sort of... I have a tape measure over here. I thought I did.
Oh, well.
Apparently I don't. That's okay. That's about 6 inches. So yeah, I think it's about 10 inches is my mark. So I'm at about 11 inches of 16 and a half. I haven't picked it up recently because it's just been so hot. We hit 90 degrees. We hit 95, 99 on Thursday.
Yes, it was a killer.
It was an absolute killer. So
I can't imagine anybody in New York City and its surrounding areas without air conditioning, because we came home on Tuesday and if any of you sail, you pick up your mooring and you're there for another hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes 3, getting the, packing, getting the stuff off the boat, closing things up, going back, checking, making sure, all that kind of stuff. So by the time you get home, I feel like I've been dragged through a knothole just because it's so hot. Mm-hmm. And, of course, there was nothing in the house to eat, so I had to run out to the grocery store, and boy, on the way over, I'm going, I really don't want to do this. Oh, my God. I get into the grocery store, and it's, like, refrigerated, and I perk up immediately. So I would imagine if I don't have air conditioning, I'm going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's one of the few times that I really want to go to the grocery store. Or
there in New York City, there's a lot of cooling centers this summer.
That's a good idea.
For elderly and those without air conditioning. And they're in, I believe, also, libraries, but public school gyms, I think. If not, you can look it up online, just cooling stations.
Also a great excuse to go see movies.
Yes.
Some of those summer blockbusters, etc.
Yes. So I've been working on that. And then I've been doing some cross-stitching.
You want to talk about things I finished?
So what have you finished?
I finished my featherweight.
Yay!
It has only been a year and 3/4.
Only been, 20 months.
Yes. Well,
21 months.
What can I tell?
It's so cute.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good size and a good shape and
really
a good
cute.
length.
I like
and
it.
I'm very pleased. I think I am very happy with the whole thing. And it is done in Yet.
Nice.
Babs.
Yeah,
so it's a lace weight.
Mm-hmm.
And yet I'm really happy with the fabric. It's very light. So
very nice.
I'm very happy with the whole thing. So, and would I make it again? Yes, I would. But, you know, in this life, there's so many different sweaters to make. I don't know, but you never know. It actually was an easy pattern. I just, for some reason, would never pick it up. Well, you know, I want to knit all the things, so it's really difficult. But I got it done, and therefore I've got my black sweater that I needed.
And then what did you...
I made progress.
You did make progress.
If you remember the last time, I was absolutely ecstatic over starting the sleeves for my ribbed sweater. I can never remember the name of it. It's a lovely sweater, and it's got a great name. And last night, I did the joining rows to my sweater.
Yay!
So now these sleeves are attached to this sweater by 2 rows. And if you want to hold that side.
Okay.
The yoke then comes up from here. And these knit 2 purl 2s now will start to cable. I have to do 15 rows. Whoops, my nose itches. 15 rows up from here, and then you start the first cabling.
Nice.
I really pushed to get it to this point.
This is the Barocco?
This is the Barocco
This
Vintage.
Is really nice. Feels really good.
It feels great. The problem is because of the ribbing, it's tight. In the knitting. It's not tight on. It's great on. I mean, I kept trying on the sleeves. It's really comfortable. And I think I'm really going to enjoy this sweater immensely. Excuse me, but in the knitting, it's tough.
Rough. Yeah.
So I'm taking a little break from this at the moment, but I have made great strides. And for those of you involved in the Harry Potter Knitting and Crocheting Club, this was my mission. So I've turned it in for 25%. So I don't kill myself, or my hands at least. Oh, we were up in...
Is that a bug bite on your knuckle?
Yes. Yes, a bug bite. I have got...
Sorry, it's giant and, like, hot pink.
Yes, well...
In here, so I've, like, looked down and I'm like, what did you do to yourself?
Alive on the...
I was too.
Yes. Bugs like me, so...
We're just
luckily,
so sweet.
I got through Peru without being bitten, but at home... Well, because at home I'm not doing all those preparations that I did in Peru.
Yeah.
So this, I will finish in August sometime.
Yeah.
Or maybe just trip over lightly into September so it can count as a detention. But before we left on the boat, I worked like a son of a gun on my dress. And if you remember, I had only started the cable pattern. And now, I think you can see
that's gorgeous, Mama.
that the cable has certainly come a piece.
Yeah.
So the cuff on this, after you come up to the neck, and I've already finished the neck, and it's something that I will do a 3-needle bind off, whatever.
Right.
You actually come back and pick up these stitches, then you knit down a little way, and then you add the cuff. And I've already finished those cuffs. So
you're close.
I am very close. Very, very close. So I'm very, very, very pleased with this. I think in a week I could finish this. So there's that. And then I started, I really like Tour de Sock. The money.
Mostly because you also really like Tour de France.
Well, I do.
I came in last night and they're watching the tour. And Mom and I start talking, and then Dad starts making comments, and Mom goes, "You cannot talk during the tour!"
No.
And of course, then Mother and I keep talking, and he keeps interjecting, and she's like, "At least Elizabeth understands that when there's an important announcement made, she does not speak during it."
That's right. Just be quiet while they're making these announcements about what's going on. And for those of you who've been watching, you know that Christopher Froome has regained the yellow jersey yesterday
and then kept it today. Though he was quite far behind the
leader and the first two
chase groups.
But because he's ahead in total time, and he was keeping up with his second and third place. That's right. Then he didn't lose any time on them. He's
very
working hard. This year he seems to be working, having put it this way, having to work harder. The look is that,
and his team is working very hard to keep him
yes,
which is very.
It's certainly a team effort, and they're working very hard. I don't know whether the route is harder than it has been, or whether he's getting older, as aren't we all? But it seems that this will be a hard-fought battle, and nothing is in the bag by any means. Whereas last year, I think he was way ahead by this point in time. So I find it fascinating. And when it's on, I can sit and I knit rather quickly, which also helped with those sleeves and getting that part done. And, no school, or at least I have an online class, but, there's no school I have to actually be at. Right. So I can stay up late and I can knit like a fiend. So,
well, and with the tour, I mean, if you all don't follow it, we follow it quite closely. Maybe next year we'll do something to do with the tour. We'll see. Because I also I was going to talk to you about this.
Okay. I have a skein of yarn that we were given last year. And then I said, we've been out on the boat. Did I mention? And the sun bakes my brain to a noodle?
Sometimes, yes.
Yes. And so I was thinking maybe we could think of something where we could be giving us this skein of yarn away. Okay. Yes. So we will discuss.
We will discuss that off the camera.
Yes.
But if you didn't know, just the first day of the tour was a time trial, and there was a very big crash with Valverde, who for the past few years has been a big name. And so that happened.
He's out. Mark Cavendish is out.
Well, and he went out and his leg is broken. Valverde had major problems.
Cavendish had to have surgery.
And so a lot of big names are out this year due to injury. Yeah. And
very early.
And it wasn't, and none of them seemed to be in the very large crashes like we had last year. That huge one on 13, 12, something like that.
No, there was one on day 4 or 5.
There was that one, and then there was the one in the middle that was huge. So we like the tour. We admire the fact that they can do this, and it's beautiful. Fantastic. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Oh, you get to see all the scenery, and you really. I think I would love to follow the tour's path and eat and dine in each of those towns, and there's always a castle or a manor house or something, and it's gorgeous.
Yes.
So my socks. So back to Tour de Sock. I just started knitting socks 3 years ago. I couldn't understand why anyone would knit socks when you could go to the store and buy all wool socks.
And then she knit a sock. A sock.
And
wore it everywhere.
I put it on, and all of a sudden I got it because it was the warmest sock I'd ever had. And now I knit socks. So anyway, this is the Tour de Sock first pattern. It is a paper pattern, and the money that we put towards this goes to Doctors Without Borders, les Médecins Sans Frontières. So it's a great cause, and there are thousands of us participating. I'm on a very relaxed team.
Mother said yesterday that her goal is to get 2 socks done, meaning two pairs
done.
Because last year she got 1 done.
That's right.
But you get all of the patterns.
You do get all the patterns. So this is yarn that I got pre-caked from Rachel. So it is a Holiday Yarns colorway. I just don't know which one because I didn't buy it with the ball band on. So Rachel will have to tell me
Rachel, please let us know what this colorway is,
because then I can tell you.
It's a light blue and purple, if that helps.
And aqua type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes. And the name of the sock is called Fins. So I thought this looked like an ocean colorway, so I thought it looked cute. And I have done my toe, and I've actually started, I'm on row 2 of the pattern. And there's going to be pearls that are going up and doing these triangles representing, I guess, the movement in the water. And then there will be like the triangular fin of a shark running through the pattern. So this is what I've done this afternoon while we were out, and I intend to be sitting downstairs. We may be rewatching the tour this evening.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with
Not
that
that we've
too.
done that multiple times in the past or anything. We once had a weekend, probably 2 or 3 years ago, where Mom and I both didn't feel well, and so we watched the tour at 7 a.m.
And then again,
and then we watched the noon to 1:30 shortened version.
Right.
And then we watched the evening broadcast of what we had already watched at 7 a.m.
Twice.
Yes. My father promptly made fun of us because this was I think we did it was like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday that we did it because
we could.
And we wanted to.
Right. Before I forget, I want to make mention of the thing behind me. That is the top that I made for the Wonders of the Word Cow for South Africa. And we got a note on Instagram saying, oh, by the way, did you hear that you won? And we've been traveling so much, I hadn't really been paying attention. My
laundry's done.
Okay. I downloaded the podcast from Pink Haired Girl, but I hadn't played it. So I hadn't heard that I had won. But I won apparently a project bag, and I am just thrilled beyond words because I enter these cows and things, and I get what I make, and that's a wonderful thing. This is lovely on. It needs to be blocked, and I haven't blocked it, but it's made out of cotton, and I'm very excited about it. But to have won something, I'm so excited.
Mind you, this woman wins everything.
No, but only at knit.
Only at knit or at Vogue Knitting Live.
Well, what have I won at Vogue Knitting Live? Oh, yes, I won.
Dinner!
Yes, at the dinners. I won my participation the next year, yes. Vogue Knitting Live, I do quite well at, and at knit, I do quite well at, yes. Yeah. But anything else...
This freaking woman.
Online, I mean, I've entered socks. I've done the Harry Potter pal.
We're having trouble.
Oh, the Harry Potter cat. I mean, I've done all kinds of things. And as I like what I make, thank goodness. But this is so exciting to have won something. So I'm very, very. Can you tell I'm very excited?
You're very excited.
Yes.
So
I have my fabric up.
I'm sorry. Next time. Because we're also going through all those patterns. Oh my goodness. Last week
we had
was
some patterns
hilarious.
When I was a teenager and was sewing. So
last week was hilarious. We went through, 4 boxes? Four drawers and a box of patterns.
We threw out a box?
We threw out about a drawer full.
Yes.
It got to the point where Mom was going, oh dear Lord, how tragic is this? We're talking 80s, 70s drop waist, shoulder pads, and I finally turned to my mother and I said, it has taken you 64 years, but maybe you can finally get it through your thick skull that drop waists are not a good look on us. And she goes,
I know.
I guess so.
I love those drop waist things.
It took me 10 minutes to convince her to throw them out. She'll never make them because they don't look good on us.
They look horrible.
They're horrendous on us. But she was like, but they're so pretty. I was like, but you're never going to make them. Throw them away. They're taking up good space.
I have a drop waist dress downstairs that I'm going to wear that wedding if I can lose another 10, 15 pounds.
Which wedding?
Maria's.
Ah, yes.
I'm your +1.
I know. I wasn't sure if you had another one.
So it's really
Which
low.
one?
The bright blue thing with sparkles.
Oh, the black and blue sparkle? Oh, well, yeah, that one's different. That one's like a tunic with a peplum skirt.
Yeah, well, yeah, like a little ballerina
Yeah,
skirt.
it's like... yeah.
It's great for dancing in.
It is.
China silk. I mean,
it's beautiful
from China. Yeah, it's gorgeous. And
but it's the only drop waist thing that
I could wear.
That you could wear. Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely.
But we got about. So we have what? Another
5 drawers to go.
Another 5 drawers to go through.
And then I have to look at the bookshelf to see if there's any more on the bookshelf.
Yeah.
And then really doubt that I have to buy any more patterns because we could mix and match.
Yeah, we realized that.
We really
yeah, there was also a lot of, this is not one of the examples, but like, what do you think about this? And I'd be like, well, we had something very similar to it and much better probably 6 patterns ago.
Yes.
Why don't we get rid of that one?
Yeah.
You know, if you're questioning it, let's throw it out. Because, again, also, you know what? If we can't piece it together, we can just buy it again or buy something, you know, buy what you want again.
New, yeah.
You know? So that's been fun.
Yes. Well, and now that you've held it up.
Oh!
This is another new pattern from Tilly and the Buttons, the Cocoa. And somewhere around here, I got my Agnes. Maybe it's downstairs in my book bag. So I've got 2 of these tops that
kind of like the one you have on now, except without the tie.
Yes, to make in stretch cotton.
Nice.
So I'm really looking forward to that. My Agnes must be downstairs.
Must be. I haven't seen it yet. So.
Well, anyway, it's in the house. I bet it's on the dining room table.
Possibly.
Anyway, so we'll have to go to Mood.
We will have to.
Or go online and buy, and because I think I've got a 10% off coupon.
Ooh.
From all of the fuchsia that I bought.
Oh, well, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, what I've also been doing is cross-stitching again.
How do you keep that needle on?
It's called a needle minder. So, hold on. I know. It's brilliant. So, this is the Steotch Along. SteotchCH is the company. Okay. And they do a cross stitch along every like summer around this time. And the patterns, you can only get them if you download them while it's going on. So 2 years ago they did Han Solo and Chewbacca. Last year was Tyrion Lannister from Game of Thrones, which I'm pretty sure the quote that was with that was, "I drink and I know things." I wish I had that, because I definitely have used that phrase multiple times in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Tanya texted me, or when she was trying to figure out her hair, she goes, "How do you know these things?" And I was like, "I drink and I know things." Like, what do you want from me? So this is after 2 weeks of clues. We still don't know what it is.
Looks like an umbrella.
I have no clue what it is yet. The 3rd clue comes out at midnight, so in about 3 hours.
You'll be downloading.
I will be downloading if I'm still awake. If not, I will download it tomorrow. Okay. And there are 7 weeks to the pattern, so I will keep showing you what comes of it, because it's pretty fun.
This is the linen.
Mom, I realized, so a few months ago, I guess, I realized, like, I've only stitched from kits. And I asked Mom, and she goes, "Yeah, I've always stitched from kits." And I was like,
"No, I haven't."
"You said that."
Whatever.
That's what you said.
Okay, go ahead.
I guess not now. And so I had asked her when I was looking for my other one if she had any of the, like, any DMC anywhere.
I have it, but I don't know where.
That might have been why you were like, "I always use kits. I don't know."
No, I've got a big container of it someplace. I don't know where.
We'll find it eventually.
Yes.
So I've been
put it in this room, so we know where it is.
Yes. So I've been working on Ada cloth mostly, and I figured, why not do something new? It's a small pattern, so let's try linen. So it's really fine and it feels good, and I might be a new convert. And what Mom was asking about in the beginning was, how is my needle staying here? This is a needle minder. So it's some rare earth magnets.
Wow.
They're very strong.
Whoa.
And it's on a pin back. And that's actually the Harley Quinn kind of symbol. I got it in a swap with Nerd Girls, and she made me 2 of them. And one is currently sitting with the kit that she made up for me. That's a Harley Quinn picture. So I am thinking about getting a bunch of rare earth metal rare earth magnets and making a bunch of these because they're phenomenal.
Cool.
And it stays, it stays, and it's just, I love these things. And I mean, apparently, it's been a thing for a little bit, but, you know, when you
catch on slow.
Yeah. So I've been working on that, and I've also, as I lean out of frame to get it,
it's really pretty.
been working on my
important
famous women in history. So remember how I said I was going to do this and keep up with it every month? I didn't.
No.
So I finished January this week. I didn't finish the scroll work because I'm going to do February, and then I can do the whole scroll work to the center line, and I just figured that would just be better for me. So I started February's today.
Okay.
Well,
let's say who these people are.
So this is Eleanor Roosevelt and Coco Chanel. It says it down there in back stitching.
Yes, I can see it.
But I might take that all out because it's a little hard to read.
I might go over it with French knots.
Or I might just go over it a few more times with maybe another strand of...
Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah. So I started working on that more. I gridded out more of that. Oh
my goodness.
We have 7 released. So those are the 7 that we started with.
Cleopatra.
It's 14. So we have
Cleopatra.
Yeah. We have Cleopatra, we have Joan of Arc, we have Elizabeth I, we have Jane Austen, Sacagawea, Queen Victoria, Susan B. Anthony?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't have that? That's not on there.
No.
I think it's Susan B. Anthony, Tawanda. I have that pattern with me, but it's in a bag, and I don't really want to make any crinkly sounds. And then Marie Curie, Virginia Woolf, Coco Chanel, Eleanor Roosevelt, Amelia Earhart, and Frida Kahlo are what we have thus far. So far, it looks like it's going from the top right corner, or top left corner over and through, in approximate timeline. In an approximate timeline. Well, if you can't read it, we can take it out and see. That's number 6, I think.
It is number 6.
Yeah. Harriet Tubman.
Ah, it looked like
it's
a train.
H. Tubman, yeah.
It looked like a train.
Yeah.
She's the Underground Railroad person.
Apparently, she was born Araminta Minty Ross.
Cool.
Harriet Tubman was not her given name. Very interesting.
It looked like a train. I was wondering. That's why I didn't think Tawanda was right.
Yeah, it was hard to read it.
Yes.
So, but in color, that's only 1 through 5.
Yes.
Across the top, it says, women are the real architects of society, which I think is pretty cool. But it's really, really quite beautiful. And I am looking forward to getting more of it done.
It would be lovely.
It will be, and I think it'll be really nice to have. I'm just a little bit slower than I would like. But
if only I could knit faster.
If only I could knit faster and stitch faster. But alas, earwax. There we go. Putting that in the right order now. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on.
And you made a really nice.
I did. I made a bunch. I made this one, and then I made the one. I think I made one for the one. So this is the 2017 Clouds Factory knit along. So they had one last year. Stitch Along. Clouds Factory Stitch Along. They had one last year that was Postcards of the World, which is really pretty too. And I have that pattern, and I have that gridded, or partially gridded, for the first one. I haven't started stitching it yet, because I figured I shouldn't have that many stitching projects going at one time. I know. But I did make a beautiful thread minder, which has all of the DMC numbers and the symbols along there.
It's really helpful when you're working on something like that.
The best part is It's a pasta box. I'm really proud of myself, can you tell? So that's what I've been working on. And then I got some mail.
You got some mail?
I got some mail.
What did you get in the mail?
I got yarny mail. I got the best kind of mail.
Is it one of your clubs?
Part of it.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
I know. So, this is July's Random Fandom. It's called The Nameless Order. It's based on The Great Wall, which was the movie with Matt Damon in it. I'm letting you all know this now because we found this out when we were being given the clues. The marketing was shit. We all thought it was going to be it looked like it was going to be a whitewashed Great Wall, like building of or defending of the Great Wall story, correct? Uh-huh. Apparently, it's not. There's sci-fi fantasy stuff to do with it. So, I'm going to wait until it comes out on like DVD and then get it from the library because it looks really interesting. And for it to be a Random Fandom inspiration,
I have a feeling it
must be pretty good. And this is actually on the new Dingo Confetti. So those are little neps of different colors.
It's really pretty.
It's really quite pretty. And then Krista had a Instagram update. And they're beautiful.
I like this one.
I know I do too. So I picked up 2 Skeins of Mutiny, which is a 2-ply, it's a 2-ply fingering weight, merino silk. So it's glorious. And it's 600 yards. So it's 150 gram skeins. This is called Paradox of Worry.
I love it.
Based on a conversation, text conversation with her daughter about, that is becoming a crop top of mine.
It's
mine.
Gorgeous.
I know, I want to cast on the sweater I want to make out of that.
Aqua and little
and like silver. It's beautiful.
You see that really dark little blip? Of course not. Mm-hmm. There it is. Yes. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I know. No, you can't have it. I love you, but no. And then so that was based on a conversation with her older daughter, about what to do when, what her daughter is going to do when her parents get, old and infirmed or, whatever, and that she's just going to be a paradox of worry.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
See, I'm just going to be like, where would you like to go? What would you like to do? And
yeah, I don't see where there's a problem, but
it's okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have these existential meltdowns, and then we have dabbling in anarchy.
Well,
it's me in a skein of yarn.
Well, then I can
look at that.
One.
No, you're funny. No. It's so pretty. It's fine. I think I'm going to make this into a tank top because I think that'd just be a lot of fun.
That would be lovely.
And it'd be wearable.
Yeah.
Like that instead of as a sweater or a shawl. I don't know if I'd wear a super, super bright shawl. Also, like, this feels so good. Why not make it a garment? To me, at least.
Yeah, and that would feel so good.
So what I'm thinking about making the Paradox of Worry into is this Mount Pleasant crop top.
Cute.
And I think it'll look really good with a lot of my
and
skirts.
Short waisted.
Yeah, so that's the Mount Pleasant. It has a beautiful scallop on the bottom, and it says for my size that it should take 326 yards. Not 300, 626 yards.
And
I have 600. I can do it. So I'm debating, because I'm a horrible, wonderful person, I'm debating winding this before leaving and casting on. Because, and the other interesting, I already downloaded it. It's knit from the bottom up, so you start with the scalloped band, and then you knit up, and then you do everything, and then you pick up for the sleeves. It's brilliant.
Nice.
I thought it was brilliant.
Yes.
So
it was something I made recently that you just started here and you went, I don't know,
it was a short
13 and it was just
short row
back and forth and it was lovely.
Yeah, I didn't read past the pick up in the armhole. I was like, yes. still knit in one piece. Perfect. So maybe I will skein that up, or cake that up.
That pattern was, because that was just brilliant.
Yeah. Well, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. I'm not super in love with it, but I'm also, like, so intrigued by it. I don't know. Maybe I think
we should weave something with it.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be really pretty.
Look, we have this.
Ooh, to use as the weft, or or the warp. Yeah.
Warp. We could warp the big loom, and we could just go to town.
We could, warp either big loom.
Yes.
Either one.
So we could do that.
We could do that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to. I'm also trying to tell myself that I don't need to join the Outer Loop Sweater Club by Neighborhood Fabric Co. It's so tempting.
It is very tempting. I've done it. The yarn is great.
The patterns are beautiful.
The patterns end up being great too, but just feels like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I've made 2 of the sweaters out of the 4.
And they're gorgeous.
They're gorgeous, and I wear them all the time.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm a person who makes sweaters.
Yeah.
And the people, Vera Velamaki, and...
It's Bristol Ivy, Vera Velamaki, Ann Weaver, and one other person I can't remember this year.
And they're great designers.
I know.
And it comes quarterly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, though.
I know.
I just wouldn't. I mean, because they end up... The patterns go for sale on Ravelry afterwards.
Okay.
So you can get...
and I have so many sweaters I want to do.
Right. I mean, if your queue's like mine, it goes on the pages.
It does. It does. So, it does.
Yes.
I should be an adult about this and just say no.
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would say. I've been on a spree of felting things.
Yes. You came home. She came home and she texted me. She goes, I felted my sweaters.
2 out of 15.
Not bad.
Not bad. And I have to say,
and
one of them...
we have that unfelting stuff I will bring over next week.
We'll see how well that does. I also felted those socks, but they actually did quite well, and they're back on the blockers, and they're fine.
Yeah.
And why 2 out of 15 sweaters felted? I have no idea. I would have thought all of them would have felted.
Mm.
So anyway, they are so small that, I mean, I can get them on, but it's like...
I should try them on and see.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you...
you don't think they'll even fit me? Oh, my goodness.
No, I think someone who's a size 8...
Oh, dear Lord.
...would fit in them. So,
maybe not even that.
60 pounds from now.
I mean...
So we can see if the unshrink it will work.
We'll see. But I will bring that over next time.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. These things happen.
They do.
Yes. I mean, one sweater I will miss. The one that was the tree branching, because I wore that a lot. The other one was always kind of an unfortunate design. The corset one. I mean, I kept taking things off of it to make it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's like,
we'll
try unshrinking it, and that works great. Mm-hmm. So.
We'll see.
Yes. Yes. I'll have to show you that skein of yarn that we have. We'll have to figure out something.
Yes, we will. But I think...
Is it time to weave in our ends?
I think it's time to weave in our ends.
I think you may be right.
We also are getting a little loopy. And I have to finish doing some laundry.
And you want to wind that skein?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
All right, we're going to weave in some ends, and we will see you next week.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye.